the cross of Jesus is more than a simple, and it is not just suffering. It is a place of exchange. In the book of Romans, chapter 6, verses 23, it says, "For the wages of sin is death." Yes, the wages of sin is death. And I want us to understand that normally when you go to work, you're being paid for what you have worked. But here now, God is putting a wage, which is so bad for this thing that is called sin. Because sin is not something small. And this sin, God cannot ignore because God is a holy God. And we know very well that from the beginning, when God created man, he wanted man to have a close or an intimacy relationship with him. But when sin came in between, it separated man from God. And so, I want us to know that when the cross came, things changed. And there is a deep truth about God, that God is love and God is a just God. And as we said in the book of Hebrews chapter 9 verses 22, that without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. Now, naweza niuliza this question. If God is love, why did he allow Jesus Christ to die? And here's the point, that someone had to pay the price for us to go back to God, for us to be forgiven, because this wage was not a good thing. Death is not a good thing. And so someone had to pay the price. Someone had to die for us again to get that forgiveness, for us to come back to God, for us to be reconciled with God. And so a great exchange happened on the cross. And the Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verses 21, God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. Someone without sin became sin for us, so that us, we become the righteous of God, or the righteousness of God. So Jesus, at this point, he took